Chapter 10. I was exhausted. My clothes drenched with sweat weighing down my movements. My arms were weary as I had spent the past 3 hours with Dimitri. I cut through the legions of demons with my sword of the spirit. Dimitri had a microfusion Gatling laser. We had both tapped deep into our reserves. I don't know how much we had left. Fighting off 100,000 demons and demon spirits coming to us in waves, sometimes overwhelming us entirely, forcing us to run and hide in a new location before being hunted down only minutes or seconds later, enough to take a deep breath, say a quick prayer, and continue the assault against darkness. There is no way out. At this point, it only feels like I'm taking down as many as before my erasure from existence. Carter, I hate to tell you this, my friend. Dimitri began as his laser suddenly stopped firing. Then don't tell me and just fix it. We shift positions as I take point, defending him from a bum rush of 5 lesser demons. I have no solution, Carter. I'm out of microfusion cells. We need a plan, and quick, Dimitri finalized. Heavenly Father, please help me. I don't want to be gang raped by 100,000 demons. I cried, feeling my weakness consume me entirely. A hand grabbed me by my collar and we both fell. A trick Dimitri had used once or twice before. Judging by how Dimitri held his chest, teleporting took a lot from him. Well, we had learned the first time as the demons had the same ability. We knew the second time it gave us the most time to recover. Around 5 to 10 minutes instead of a few seconds before they rounded the corner or found us in an alley. We were in some temple, empty, dark, and dilapidated beyond repair. I could hear nothing for miles. Where are we? I don't know. I didn't think it through. I thought of what you said in the club, giving my spirit the price. I didn't have control over myself, so I grabbed you, and the bottle took me. Dimitri explained. We're not alone. We're not alone. I whispered, feeling new demonic energy watching us. A buzzing noise loomed over our head as I saw the wisps hovering overhead. I held my breath. My heart froze as they circled faster and faster, until a loud buzzing noise blew out my eardrums. Dimitri took his head, hearing the roars and howls from afar growing closer. I squeezed Dimitri, finally entering my complete angel form and taking him to the ethereal plane where we hopefully could see what we were fighting. The wisps were a raging red spirit, a blue runton soft spirit, and a voluptuous lust spirit. They fled in 3 directions when they saw us enter the ethereal realm. We had no options, and nowhere to run. I peered out of the temple windows to see demons approaching on all sides, a mile of monsters of all sizes carrying weapons. Whoopsie! Whoopsie! A shrill voice cackled behind us. We both turned our heads to find a bug-eyed imp carrying matches. It lit the kindling until the flames burned down to his fingers, then giggled again. Whoopsie! It cackled. Whoopsie! Cackling out of pure enjoyment. As Dimitri courted the imp defecated an inky oil substance with a diarrhea stench. Dimitri's eyes bulged as the imp's bug eyes swirled in its sockets. Whoopsie! The imp lit another match, setting itself ablaze and emptying its intestines to create a massive explosion. The blast threw me through the window. I opened my eyes to find the ruined wooden church burning as black smoke filled the air. Dimitri busted through the wall set ablaze. He was screeching and yelling until he could drop to the ground, rolling until the flames had burned off his clothing. Dimitri picked himself up and soon fell back to his knees as he saw the army approaching us. Dimitri patted my back. I nodded as we accepted our fate. We might take a few down, but it was over. Sadly, no angel or badass demon can end this invasion alone. I'm sorry for failing you twice in one night, Jesus. I'm sorry I couldn't return to heaven to see you again, my brother. I love you, Christ. Please don't forget me. I prayed, fighting the tears as I lifted my blade. Let us die fighting, Dimitri asserted. If we can take down as many as possible, it'll at least make the next team's job easier. I sighed, holding out my hand and summoning an halberd. I swung my staff with a giant heaven steel axe. Able to slice through the demons like butter, it would at least make my job easier. The first demons broke through their line of scrimmage. Then hundreds more pursued until the demons woefully overrun us. I sliced through the monsters. I was lifting them in the air and tossing them off of me. I chopped off their heads. I took the legs off the giant ogres and the more prominent thugs to bring them down to size, finally taking its head off with a well-placed strike to the large jugular veins. Their numbers were endless. As one demon distracted me, another chop blocked me behind the leg, taking me down. 2 punches and stops by enough feet to call it a parade. I limped to my feet only to be tackled back to the ground. I lost sight of Dimitri, but could hear his screams of utter pain as they attempted to rip off his horns. I saw a light beam from the sky. A prominent figure clad in heavy knight's armor. 2 strong wings with a 10-foot wingspan carried down an absolute juggernaut of a man. The violence stopped as the demons paused, looking on in awe as the magnificent spectacle as justice lowered from the heavens. I had only heard myths about the legendary warrior angel who fought Lucifer one-on-one and broke Sam's neck. Archangel Michael landed with an earth-shaking thud. He was clasping back his wings and unsheathing his flaming greatsword, holding it effortlessly in a single hand, lifting his shield in the other, unburdened by the sheer size and weight of either. In Jesus' name, I am the one God sends and blights. Surrender now, or prepare for your erasure. Michael's graveled voice bellows out his last and only warning. The demons had paused entirely, and were murmuring amongst one another, seeking one of them brave enough to take on Michael first. Ground began shaking, as a lumbering scale of the fire-breathing archdemon sauntered up to Michael, releasing its flames upon him as it shape-shifted into a dragon. The archdemon struck as the ground around Michael began disintegrating into nothingness. Michael spun around on the balls of his feet. Michael's blade followed, cleaving into the archdemon. The archdemon immediately spread its dragon-like wings, taking flight into the sky. Michael's blade held all his weight until it began slicing through the demon's hide, leaving Michael on the ground as the archdemon flew, its blood splurting down upon us as it attempted to regroup. Almighty God, Almighty Buster! Archangel Michael's prayer booms like lightning as he charges a particle beam in his hands, releasing the divine light into the archdemon's flames as it dove onto Michael. Michael, with extraordinary grace, dodges the archdemon's reptilian head as it attempts to snatch him up in his jaws. His ethereal greatsword came down in light speed, hacking off the demon's head before its body could finish reacting. The archdemon's blood sprayed from its neck. Michael turned, already charging into the army of demons. He raised a wall of divine light as they attempted to run, trapping us all inside. He proceeded to slash through the demons. Each swing of his sword takes out 5 or 10 with his vorpal waves projecting from each swing. If the blade didn't kill them, the divine energy took down another 20. Michael moved as if the armor was weightless, yet when he landed or moved too quickly, the entire battlefield shook. I gathered myself, regaining my composure somewhat to find the hundreds of thousands of demons all dead. Archangel Michael lifted his helmet, revealing a man with charcoal skin, fiery eyes, and a short black buzz cut. He marched up to me, extending his massive armored hand. You are Enoch, he sounded surprised. The same. Thank you for saving me. Jesus has saved you. I'm merely his instrument. Michael bowed, saluting me across his chest before standing tall again. I see I forgot one demon. Dimitri was bleeding, battered with his bones and horns broken, and saw Michael, not even bothering to fight back, bowing his head for his suffering to end. Dimitri, are you alive? I called out. Not for long, my friend. You must take up the trail alone now. Dimitri raised his hands high. Michael moved without stopping him, and lifting Dmitri with one hand despite his massive size. Michael held him up as if he could easily rip him in half. He drops Dmitri, tossing him aside like trash as he looks on to find the smoke trail of another demon horde approaching. You two need to heal up quickly. This will be a long night of battle. Archangel Michael sheathed his great sword, dismissing his shield to the ether. They broke me and used me like a whole. My kind. I cannot fight. Dimitri's broken and bloodied. Michael cast away his sword and shield for a great spear decorated with inscribed scrolls, sealed with divine magic. Michael looked me in the eyes as he drove the spear with enough force to drive through Dimitri's chest. I bowed my head, having seen more extraordinary brutality to know when one needs saving from misery. Dmitri gripped the spear, trying his best to keep himself alive. Michael smiled, using only a single hand, as the other hand had already prepared a spell above him. I wash over you in the blood of the Lamb, Jesus Christ. I release you of all legal bondings and demonic contracts. I sever all soul ties and spiritual debts. I wash you clean in the blood of the Lamb. I end your life and bring you anew as a warrior for Christ. Archangel Michael recited the divine intercession. I whispered in awe at the true power of a simple prayer of war. Dimitri's body rose from the spear as the scrolls grew, wrapping around his body, fully sealing him. Michael grabbed the spear like a handle for a cocoon, radiating divine light. What did you do to him? I asked in shock. I prayed for him. Michael dully offered, beginning to march ahead. Where are we going? You ought to fight the demon horde and watch over your friend simultaneously, he asked me, abruptly stopping and staring me dead in the eyes. Sorry. Enough talking questions. After a few minutes, he'll be ready. For now, me. You see, this is why you ensure you fully kill the demon. Michael tossed the cocoon aside as the archdemon began to rise. Michael was defenseless, cursing himself for using his weapon to heal Dmitri. I looked down at my sword, stepping between Michael and the archdemon. I've never fought an enemy so strong before in my life, or my afterlife. In a split second, his tail whipped out, sending me flying. My wings caught the sky, carrying me afloat before I could go too far. I beat my wings quicker and quicker. The archdemon had me in its sight, releasing fireballs, causing me to swerve, tossing myself side to side. Why did it have to be flying?